Story 1, the time I humiliated a bully in my aunt's corgi fan forum and got her laughed out for targeting my aunt. For this we need to rewind about 12 years, to when dedicated forums rather than Discord were more of a thing, especially with the older community. My aunt, I'd like to add, is the sweetest, kindest, most gentle woman I have ever met. The kind of person who would gladly take the kick me sign off someone else and wear it herself to give them a break because she feels bad. She is amazing, I love her dearly. My mother is a stone-cold calculating bitch. I somehow managed to inherit both of these personalities in some ways. Give every courtesy but take no shit. I prefer to be nice, but when I am mean I am mean. The drama background: my aunt has never had a corgi, only other small breed dogs, but gosh she sure does love them. So she joined this cute forum of older ladies who would share pictures, and stories, and cute little sparkly edits of their dogs, and support each other when someone's dog was sick. You know the drill. But like with most communities, Terry's always someone who likes to stir the pot. In this case we have, shall I say, Donna. Now Donna did have a corgi, and due to that she felt very entitled that the forum she in no way created should exclude anyone who didn't. My aunt's beloved toy poodle didn't count. So she would subtly jab at those like my aunt who loved a breed they couldn't have, but no one really wanted to make waves about it, especially since my aunt would just turn the other cheek. Up to this point I knew almost nothing about the community, just that it was something my aunt participated in that made her happy. Then I get 2 emails. First, from my uncle. A warning that this woman Donna said something to my aunt and my aunt asked her to please stop being mean, which resulted in her whole forum going into offensive and defensive mode and picturing the virtual version of old ladies throwing tea cakes at each other and trying to ruin their fancy hats. And also, apparently, Donna has gotten a hold of my aunt's email information and contact list, and had sent out a nasty email to everyone my aunt knew. My aunt was mortified and sobbing, and begging through my uncle, because she's conflict avoidant, everyone not to read it. My mom was staying at their house for a while, so she was supporting my aunt as best she could, but the clear message was please don't read it, your aunt will be even more embarrassed. Not my style. So I opened the email from Donna and it is the blandest, cattiest shit ever about how my aunt is just a corgi lover wannabe, how she's only so nice on the surface and it's all fake, how her edits are basically trash, and how everyone who knows her Earl should try to teach her to mind her place. If it wasn't aimed at the meekest woman on the planet, it would barely have qualified as cruel. This woman knew her target, though. And knew she wouldn't hit back. Donna probably assumed my aunt would quietly quit the forum and it would all blow over, since this was in private emails and not on the forum. Ever see someone in a movie tilt their head and hear the cracking in their neck? That was me. So I responded. Not cursing, not arguing, not being volatile. No, I was nice. I was so nice. I started by saying I understand how hard things like this can be when drama comes between friends, and how Donna, as a presumably 16-year-old, has a lot of growing up to do to understand how adult relationships work. I pointed out all of her points and how they seemed like such small, strange things to fixate on, and promised that when she grows up she'll understand how silly and pointless it is to talk about. I gently lectured her on how using someone's passions online to try to harm them in the real world is dangerous, not only for them but for young Miss Donna who doesn't have the maturity, experience, empathy or grace yet to know how small and childish it all makes her look, while not making my aunt look bad at all. How truly shameful it was, but I knew it was not entirely her fault. She was still clearly mentally, emotionally, and developmentally a child. It was the most saccharine, gentle, condescending and brutal takedown I could manage. It was the kindly teacher with the barbed microaggressions hitting her ego at every single step. I turned this petty, catty bitch in her 60s into the image of a bratty immature teenager lashing out against someone who she was jealous of because they were liked more. And then I ended it with, and just in case you haven't caught on, let me spell it out, fuck you, Donna. And replied to all. And waited. And then I get a call, a half hour later, from my mother. Who is laughing in absolute fucking hysterics and can't quite even talk at first. Took a while to get the story out, but apparently the reply all came in and my uncle said it was from me, and my aunt was just horrified. So my uncle read it privately. And was laughing by about halfway through, at which point he printed it out and read it to my aunt and my mom. My aunt was flustered and chuckling and asking my mom she knows Donna is in her 60s, right? As my mom is cackling like a hyena. Per my mom he gave the emphasis on the final fuck you with a venom that would do me proud and made my aunt giggle. My uncle got on the phone and thanked me profusely. It was the only thing that broke my aunt out of the cycle of embarrassment and tears. A few days later I get the final update: someone on my aunt's contact list was also on the forum and posted the whole email drama, highlighting my response. At that point it was met with laughter, my aunt was wholeheartedly supported, and apparently Donna was given a ban for bad behavior. My aunt is still in love with corgis and friends with that community. Also, I am the favorite niece, but to be fair, I'm the only one. Fish is not a pet says, this is the cutest petty revenge story I have heard on the sub. Made my day. Thanks for sharing. Aaron go bra says, the corgis aren't mad, they're just disappointed. Weekend Wench says, bless your heart for sticking up for your aunt. I love this story. Not the part where your aunt was hurt, but where you hit back at Donna fracturing her fragile ego. Story 2, Landlord doubled her business properties rent. We own a dance studio. It doesn't make a lot but it's not bad. At the end of the contract period the landlord doubled the rent. That would kill a lot of profit, so of course we could not accept it. Landlord took photos of the place, all decked out in mirrors, nice wall coverings, beautiful bathroom, and listed it as perfect for a dance or fitness studio. Which it was. At that time. All these nice things belong to the business, which is in the contract. So do the aircons, the ducting, the wallpaper. Even the partition walls we put in. In about 3 days we had the place gutted out back to the concrete shell of a building. Everything was left as per the contract, fit for use. Once we had relocated to a new, cheaper property in a better part of town and started the necessary renovations, a past student mentioned she works for the main property listing website in this country. There are really no other options. She suggested if the listed pictures do not match what the property is like in real life, and if complaints are made of this, the listing will be reviewed and possibly removed. Strangely 56 students and ex-students decided, with their husbands, boyfriends, fathers, mothers, whatever, that the listed photos did not look like the breeze block large open space out was in reality. Both the realtors and landlords' listings were removed and they were blacklisted from the website. We now have a larger, nicer studio for $70 the original rental cost, and last time I drove by, the original space was still empty. Tamalene says, I'm a little confused. Why in the world would she expect you to just leave everything there with your tail tucked between your legs? Did she actually think you wouldn't rightfully pull everything belonging to you? That's some entitled horse poop. PathDeep8473 says, had a owner of a small strip mall double almost triple rent for every business in his place. That was last summer. Guess what? They are all still empty. 3 of the stores just closed. They said they weren't making much anyway. 2 big name stores are building. Short-term greed over long-term seems silly. My cat sits like Bill says, this is just like the fun center, who ripped out everything from floorboards to ceiling lights to spite the greedy landlord who pulled this same move. Such delicious karma. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.